it's time for the most difficult one here, okay, for solving quadratic equations for most of you by completing a square. So this it will be the most difficult one for you. Okay, so it's not that very difficult if you can follow the steps. Okay, so this one is very important when you need to draw the graph. Okay, it's quite important to help you on that. Okay, so previous one, this one definitely is very simple. This one, it takes some kind of practice and you need to be very familiar. And this one will help you to draw graphs. It's good for you to learn this one. Okay, all right. Okay, so what is the things now? What is the problem? You are given a quadratic equation, then you want to convert this one to here. So this process is called completing the square. Okay, so why it's called completing a square, I'll do it in a separate video and I'll tell you what's the rationale behind that. But now what you can do is to learn the techniques first. Okay, so from here to here, you can do something about it so that it becomes this one. So let's verify this. I open this up. It's x squared minus 2x times 3 plus 3 squared minus 5, you get this one. So this one is exactly equal to this one. Am I right? Okay, so I'm fine. So I got this one. So I just want to warn you that a plus b, the whole thing square, is equal to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. If this is minus, then here will be minus. That one will still remain as plus. Okay, so that shouldn't be having any problem. Okay, so recall that you got this one. This is the thing that I just wrote. Okay, just written. Okay, then something is not correct. A plus b, the whole thing squared, is definitely not equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay, that's very ridiculously wrong. Okay, all right. So let's go on to the only techniques in this whole section. Okay, you're given this one. You want to do what? You're given a quadratic equation. You want to complete a square. First thing what you do, you put a bracket here, put a c over there. Okay, put a c outside of the bracket. Okay, you want to deal with this part only. Okay, what do you do next? This one coefficient must be 1. If not 1, you have to bring out the coefficient outside and put a bracket, and this constant still outside. Okay, what do you do? You plus this thing, okay, this thing extra things. What is this thing over here? Is the middle term here divided by 2. So if here is plus b or minus b, it still gives you b over 2 the whole thing squared. Although you can put a negative inside, but eventually you're going to square it. So after squaring it, there's no need for that negative or positive sign. But it's like up to you. That negative sign, if there's anything like this, you can put it in. It's fine. Okay, so you see, what I do here is that I add something here and I minus something here. So it means it's the same as the previous one, which is the same as this one. Okay, I add something, minus something is the same. Okay, then they'll be cancelled off, right? Correct? Now, instead of cancelling them off, of course I won't be cancelling off after I add and minus them. Okay, what I want to do now is to bring this outside and this inside I combine, these two I combine. So I'll be doing this. These two combined, of course, is these two lah. Okay, so c minus b over 2 the whole thing squared. So these two, I definitely sure you are fine. How about these terms here or here? You have x squared plus b times x plus b over 2 the whole thing squared. How do you make it to be this one? So remember our formula. X, okay, I'll just write this b over 2 the whole thing squared. Let's say I'm writing this one. So this one will be this thing squared, so it will be x squared, then plus 2 times this one times this one. So 2 and 2 cancel off. So you have 2 and 2 cancel off, so you only have bx. Then the last term square. So plus b square 2 square means b over 2 the whole thing square. Okay, so you got this one, which is the same as this one, right? So this term and this term will be the same. Then we have completed the square. Okay, so this is what you want. Okay, so let's try using numbers so that you are familiar with this. So what do you do when you see this? Okay, you put a bracket over here. Okay, constant outside. Coefficient must be 1. Okay, coefficient must be 1. then what do? You plus this thing divided by 2 and also minus the same thing. So plus 6 over 2 square minus 6 over 2 square. So what is this? This is 3, right? This is just 3. Okay? Plus 3 square and minus 3 square. Then you have to combine the first 3 terms and on the left hand side and these 2 terms on the right hand side. So what do you do? Okay? So you take these 3 terms together, x squared plus 6x plus 6 over 2 square, or I straight write this one, 6x plus I write 3 square. Okay? What you do is that you see here is plus, so it will be x plus this thing 3 square. Okay? If you are using something like there's a negative and you put a negative here, okay? If let's say this is negative and you put a negative inside, then it's okay to see x minus 3. Okay? Then here it's okay to see x plus 3. Okay? Here. So you get this answer. And this one will be this one. So this part will be giving you x plus 3 squared minus 9 minus 2 is equal to 0. And you just put it on the other side and to solve it. Okay? You move put it on the other side and solve it, right? Okay? Then you get your answer. So this process is called completing the square. Okay? So don't worry, I'll just try to do some more, and so that you get familiar with this. Okay? And try to get your pens out and just try to write the steps out. Okay? Next, okay, you want to solve this question. Okay? By completing the square. So you see that there's a negative here. Okay? Negative 7x, like the one I said just now. Okay, so I write this down. Coefficient is 1, I'm fine. I separate this constant outside, so I write this one. Okay? And what do? I take a middle term divided by 2 and I square it. I write that. Okay? If you are doing this way, means you include the negative 7 here, it's easier for you to think. Okay? So I'll just write in here this way. Okay? Then what you do here is that you combine these 3 terms. Okay? And combine these 2 terms. Okay? Then what do you do? See, this is x minus 7 over 2. Okay? Then you get that answer. Okay? Then you get x minus 7 over 2 if you are putting negative inside. If you don't put negative inside, then what you should see, you should look at this negative. Okay? This one determines this one. Okay? Actually, this negative 7, it won't determine this one. Okay? But for your ease of referencing this one, you can put this as negative 7 over 2 and just take x minus 7 over 2. Think about it in this way. Okay? So writing in this way. Okay? Combine these 2 numbers. I got this one. After that, I have to solve for this one. Right? I have to solve for this one. Something square is equal to a number. So what do? I open up the square and I have positive negative of square root of that one. Then after that, what do? I move the negative 7 over 2 over, becomes 7 over 2 plus square root 33 over 2, and 7 over 2 minus square root 33 over 2. Hey, what does this look like? The pattern looks like what? It looks like the things that you get from completing the square and also the formula. Okay? Formula, you get something like this one, right? Minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is exactly what you get. Okay? So solving this one has nothing to do, it's very simple. Solving a quadratic equation, use any way, it's fine. But the techniques here is needed in some way, okay, to sketch a graph and so on. So if you want to sketch a graph, the important things is until these steps. Okay? Complete the square, then you'll be able to see. This one you'll learn in the next chapter, which will be very useful. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, solve this one. Okay, so can you try this one yourself first? If there is a coefficient 2, so what you should do? You can reduce this case to be equals to the something like the previous one, like the previous example. What you have to do with these 2, you can choose to divide by 2 both sides, then it becomes something like the previous one already. Okay, I just show you here. Okay, I put the 2 here. Then I don't have to carry the things outside. So because I live in this world only, so I add something extra and minus something extra. The something is this thing divided by 2. Okay, it's your choice. You want to have the negative or don't want the negative. I recommend you to have a negative at this moment so that you can see x minus 2. the whole thing square. Okay, so x minus 2 the whole thing square, then minus, still minus here. Okay, this minus is this, okay, and this minus is this. Okay, then 2 and 5. Okay, so and I said this minus is this is just for your reference only. It's easier for you to see. Actually, this minus is this one. Okay, because this thing, the whole thing will be squared. Okay, just for your knowledge. Okay, plus that's negative 2, right? Negative 2 the whole thing squared. It's still 4, right? Okay, so you see negative comes from where? This one is x minus 2 the whole thing squared. The negative 2 comes from where? It comes from this negative, it's not from this negative. Okay, but then it's easier for you to refer to, so you can just look at this one. Okay, so there shouldn't be any problem. So what you do here, you multiply this out. Okay, you can divide by 2 first, then this one add over, you get this answer, and then you have this thing over here. Have to move the 2 over and get your final answer here. Not very difficult, right? Okay, so try to see whether you can do it from here to here. Okay, that's the way to solve this. Okay, let's do it. Next one. You see, negative 3 again. Are you afraid? You're not afraid, because you just have to bring the negative 3 out, and you can divide by negative 3. Okay, then this one becomes something like the previous things already. Okay, what you do, leave some space. You want to add something extra and minus something extra. This one is another way. Just now we add and minus on the same side, but then you want to write it on the other side of the equation. Then you should add and add. Correct or not? Last time we did it as plus and minus on left hand side. Now we do plus on left hand side and plus on right hand side. So either way, I'm just telling you this one so that you have a choice to do it. Okay, so you can do it either both sides plus, or you can do it like one side plus and minus together. Okay, you can choose yourself. So now these 3 terms I combine to be equal to 1 term. So that one give me x plus 2 squared. Okay, then this one I combine, I get this one. Okay, then after that I get this thing after I combine them, and my answer will be here. Move it over, negative 2 plus minus square root of 17 over 3, and my final answer will be having these 2 answers. Okay, it doesn't sound like very difficult, right? Okay, it takes some practice to find your mistakes and so on. Okay, so you got to try something with like x squared only. You got to try something with minus x squared. You got to try something with coefficients. Okay, then you'll be able to fully grasp this idea. Okay, now the fast way to complete the square. Fast in the sense that I can do it like in few steps. But I want to warn you that you shouldn't be trying this one if you are not comfortable. Okay, so it's not really fast. It's just that I skip a few steps and directly get to the conclusion. Okay, so now you have this one. So what I do, I bring out the constant still like how I normally do. I leave it until this one. So the constant is outside. So what I do next is I directly write 5. Okay, this one must be 1. Inside must be 1. Next step. I write 5, directly bracket, then middle term is what? Middle term is negative 1 over 5. Then I divide this term by 2, I get negative 1 over 10. Okay, 1 over 5. Okay, I divided by 2 means 1 over 2, right? Okay, so multiply together, it's 1 over 10. Okay, so x minus 1 over 10, I directly square it. Okay, after I square it, this thing is plus 6, I write down. This thing is plus 6, I write down here. Okay, I add this thing square, I have to minus this thing multiplied by this thing square again to get 0. Okay, this thing and this thing will be cancelled. You see that? You see, 5 times this thing square and minus 5 times this thing square. So the third term of the completing a square will be cancelled. Okay. Okay, divide by this one. Okay, so I'll get this one. I combine until here. Alright. So if this is too difficult for you, don't do this. Do the previous methods. Okay. If you are fine with the arguments, then you can do this. Okay. So now, yeah, done. Okay, I'll try one more. Instead of showing you the things here, I'll just do this one first, myself, here in front of you. So I do this, minus 9, bracket x squared, then minus 9, if I bring it out, then inside becomes what? Minus 6 divided by 9, so it's plus 2 over 3, then it's x, right? Okay? Then I close the bracket, then this thing is outside. So I put minus 4 here, equals to 0. No problem. Then next thing, what I do here, I want it directly squared. Okay? Then minus 4 is the other side, I mean it's outside. Okay? Then here what I do, it's plus, right? It's plus. So I want x plus this term divided by 2. So it means it's 1 over 3. Okay? 1 over 3. Then if I have something extra, minus 9 times 1 over 3 squared, then I have to add it out, add again. This is minus 9, so here should be plus 9. Then 1 over 3 squared. And what do I get? So minus 9 x plus 1 over 3, the whole thing squared. This one will give you 1, right? 1 over 9 times 9, you get 1. 1 minus 4 is minus 3. So this thing equals to 0. Okay, that's how I do it. Okay, that's how the fast way works. Okay, if you don't think this one is your taste, so you shouldn't be following this one. Okay, I'm just showing you how to do it fast if you really can. Okay, so check this one and see if maybe the answer is correct or not. Okay, it's outside. Okay, you see it's exactly the same, right? So now I rub it off. Okay, so you just look at this one. It's correct, right? Totally correct. The same answer as the one that I showed you just now. Okay. Okay. If you are not okay, just rewind it. Right? I mean, like, get the video back to the previous time. Then you can have what I say just now. Okay. Then the steps that follows. Okay. So here, done for computing a square, and just warn you, don't force yourself to use this method. Okay. As long as you can get this one, it doesn't matter how many lines you get, right? I mean, unless this one is like 100 lines to get this one, and these 5 lines you get this one, so then you would have to choose this one. Okay, but it doesn't matter, right? As long as you can get the answer, then you are good student, right? All right. In-class exercise. So again, there are this many of questions. You can solve this, and it should be very fast, right? Okay, it should be very fast. Try this, and I'll give you the answers later. Okay, so now we resume, and you should just fast forward if you get the answer already. If you don't understand a particular question, just look at the steps. Okay. Got this one. Okay. So easy one. I just bracket constant outside, then plus minus middle term divided by 2. Then I put it here. Combine this term and these two terms together, then I will get this one, and the others are just routine. Okay, here, same thing, x squared. So nothing is fun here. Okay, everything is the same. Just follow what you have here. Right? The final answer is here. Nothing to tell. Yes. Okay, last one for level 0. So you got this one, and still nothing special here. You just got this answer. Right, so final answer is this. And level 1. Level 1, I call it level 1 because there's a coefficient here, but there's nothing difficult, right? Okay, if you have coefficient here, you do the coefficient here inside. Then this one, 2, you bring it outside, put it outside. Okay, just do inside. Okay, it's another word here. Okay. And this is x plus 92 divided by 2, the whole thing square, and it gives you x minus 1 square. Okay, like I said, this one is either you take the negative directly here, or you take this one directly inside. Okay, and get the final answer. Get this one. Normally in SPM they don't care too much, but if you have this good habit, then you try to write square root of 1 over 3 as 1 over square root 3, and you should rationalize this. Rationalize means what? square root cannot be at the bottom, so you got to multiply by square root 3 and square root 3 on top and below. Okay, if you multiply this, means you get square root 3 over 3. Okay, that thing just write it as this one. It's a good habit to write. Okay, if you don't feel comfortable, then you can just write that one. Okay, final answer is there. Then you got this one. Okay, and nothing special, nothing special. Okay, combine these 3 terms and combine these 2 terms, then you get this thing and this thing. Okay, so then eventually you get the answer, and the answer here. All right, so I guess that's all for today, right? Okay, I'll see you next class.